Hey YouTube, Matty's A12, Team JMT. Going to talk to you guys today about Premier events, and more specifically, the ARG Open or the ARG Circuit Series, and where that fits into the whole scheme of Premier events, or if it even does. So, Premier events started back in the Upper Deck days with regionals and Shonen Jump championships, and then you could qualify to get your invite, which would lead to nationals, and then the premier of Premier events, which was Worlds. And then Konami takes over. We still have our regionals, we still have our nationals and worlds and everything. But the Shonen Jump Championship has now changed to the YuGiOh Championship Series. It's basically the same thing, just different name. And that has been our echelon of premier events. Up until here recently, ARG or Alter Reality Games has created their own circuit series or open, or however they want to refer to it. I believe it's Circuit Series is the name they've chosen, and they've decided to stay with. So now they've kind of stepped outside of Konami, in the same aspect that Star City Games stepped out and started hosting their own events and everything. So Alright, this is where the debate started. I topped the Columbus ARG Open, or ARG Circuit Series, I'm sorry. I made top 32, and I finished in the money, which was, nice. It's everything. It's what it is. Later that night, as me, Ethan Johnson, Tyler Gardner, and Pogue Taylor 94, or Taylor Pogue, all of Team JMT, we got back to the hotel and we're talking about it, and I'm kind of indifferent on the way I feel about topping that event. Now, of course, I'm proud. I put the feather in my hat. Another arrow in my quiver, and it's another thing I can pull out and I can say, I've done this. But what have I really done? Where does the ARG Open measure on the list of premier events? ARG Open Columbus, or ARG Circuit Series Columbus, had 300 players, 308 players to be exact, which is about what a regional in this area will pull. And in all honesty, Columbus usually brings higher numbers than that from their regionals. But I feel like it is a much higher level of play than a regional. Now, the next step up would be like nationals and a YCS. I feel like the level of play is closer to the YCS level than it is to a regional, much closer to a YCS level than to a regional level. However, your attendance is nowhere near what you'll get at a Nationals or a YCS, because they're still only drawing 300 players, which I don't think is fair. The prizes that they're giving away to the top 32 is amazing. They should be drawing a lot more players than what they are. But the YCS is drawing more players. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. So you've got more players, you've got more rounds. I played 9 rounds in my 300-player ARG Open, or ARG Circuit Series. However, at a YCS, you'll play 11, 12 rounds, because you'll have 1,000 players. However, in those 12 rounds, those first 3 rounds are not guaranteed to be high-quality players. So if you cut out the lower quality players that you'll see at a YCS, the guys that'll drop after rounds 3 and 4 because they're X and 3 or X and 4 or whatever, if you cut those players out, that's kind of the crowd that we had there at the ARG Open. Out of my 9 rounds, 4 of the players that I played against claimed to have topped a YCS or Nationals. Two of which that I was for certain. I played James Frazier, which I know for certain he topped Toronto not too long ago, and then Dominic Roberts, I believe is his name. I can't even remember his name. But he topped Nationals. I believe he made top 64 at Nats, and so I mean I knew I was certain of two of the players that I played had tops, and then I had two other that I'm not going to mention because I'm not for certain whether they were being truthful or not, and I don't want to embarrass them in case they weren't. So I had two other players that claimed that they had topped YCSs. So I faced four players that had topped YCSs, two of which I beat. You're not going to see that at a regional, even though we're talking the same number of players, roughly 300. You're not going to see that at a regional. You're not going to play against four players that are YCS topping caliber at a regional. So basically what you have as far as attendance wise, you roughly have the same attendance that you'll get at a regional. However, because of the prize support that ARG gives out, you have players that are willing to travel upwards of 10 to 12 hours. One of my opponents drove, I forgot how many hours he said. I believe it was 11 and a half hours to get to Columbus to play in this event. You don't get that for a regional. So obviously this is a higher level of play than a regional. You will have that at a YCS, but again, I feel like this is a more streamlined event than a YCS because of it being a YCS and because of it being Konami. I feel like there's more people that will come to it because of that fact. Because of the fact that when they enter, they're going to get packs. So they're always going to get something. Where when you enter the ARG Circuit Series, everything you pay to enter goes towards prize because they expect you to come to win. Now, at the YCS, you also have the Dragon Duels and you have the more fun events. Again, ARG has put together a competitive style of play, a competitive level of play. People show up at these events expecting to be competitive, expecting to win, and you expect these players to be at the top of their game. So I feel like the talent that shows up at the ARG Opens or the ARG Circuit Series are extremely high quality and are more of a streamlined talent than what you'll get at a YCS. So to bring all of this background together and to bring it to a point and to bring it to a head, Maddie's Daddy 12, Jason Napier, do you consider the ARG Circuit Series to be premier events? Now you guys can say that I'm being a bit biased because I did just top the event, but yes, I do feel that it is a premier event because I don't feel that you will find competition on this level at any other event that Konami can put together short of a YCS and Nationals. And the talent level, the competitiveness that will be at the ARG Open will be more streamlined. There's more fat trimmed, I guess you can say. There's less of the, I don't want to offend anybody, but there's less of the guys that are 3 and outs. There's less of the guys that are basically that, are 3 and outs. They play 3 rounds and they drop. You don't have that at the ARG Open. You have a much more talented group of players, and I personally feel that these are premier events, and I do feel that some of the best Yu-Gi-Oh being played right now is being played at the ARG Opens or the ARG Circuit Series. So there you go, guys. Comment down below your thoughts. Subscribe. Show us how much you love us.